Hello, Internet, and welcome to SonyCentric, the Outerhaven's official PlayStation podcast. I'm your host, Jason Kwasnicki, at SolidQuas, and I'm joined to my virtual right, Mark Sullivan, the faithful co-host, at Nibblheimian. Say hello, Mark.
Happy belated birthday, America!
Fuck yes, freedom, motherfucker. And to my left...
For liberty and justice for all, okay.
To my left... Delaila Lugo, at Assassina-san.
What's up?
Yo, fucking freedom. I love freedom. Freedom to play video games, man.
Yo, fuck video games.
Fuck video games.
I don't even like them.
Yo, what the hell are you doing here? So, what have you guys been playing? It's been a few days. You know, we were supposed to do this on Sunday, but we were too busy celebrating freedom. What have you guys been playing?
Freedom.
Delaila? Mark.
Okay.
You know, ladies first, normally. That's how freedom works.
You know what? No, yeah, you're right. Freedom. That's how freedom works. Yes, you're correct.
Alright, I'll go first. Overwatch, still.
Yeah, it's the same fucking answer for me. God damn
yep.
it. What Overwatch a quality conversation.
And also, I just today started my road to platinum for Doom, since they finally patched it.
Hey, that's right. Good job.
Thank you.
I got that.
Jesus, Delaila turns out trophies in Overwatch like a fucking Chinese kid sewing a sweater. It's ridiculous.
Oh my god. Last week you guys were ahead of me, though, so...
Man, yeah. That feels real bad. I wish I had more time to do trophy hunting. I'll have to find the time. I have to beat you somehow.
Well, surprise, surprise, I've also been playing Overwatch. However, it was punctuated by a brief period of time in which I played through Fury, which, plugs, is out today on the PlayStation Store. If you have PlayStation Plus, it's out for free. But then I went back to playing Overwatch when I was done with that.
Well, you can check out. You sure it's called Fury?
It might be Furry. I don't know. Yeah, there's a rabbit guy in it.
About that. Okay.
When I did my interview with Emmerich Tao, he's a CEO and co-founder of the Game Bakers. I did an interview with him at PAX East, and he was pronouncing it as Fury.
Okay.
I think it's just, I don't know.
I mean, I was just kidding. I figure it is probably Fury, but
it might be Furry. There's a mode in it called Furrier or Furier, but it makes more sense to say Furrier. I don't know, man. I'm gonna say Fury.
I just wanted to make a joke. That's all.
Okay, Mark. Well, it wasn't as funny as my joke at the expense of Chinese kids around the world.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, Fury was cool. You could check out my review at theouterhaven.net. It's a boss rush game, but there's some pretty cool, intense, like one-on-one melee duels where like you're parrying with your sword and then going in for combos. It's pretty dope. It's kind of like a more complex version of that final boss fight from, hey, we were just talking about this, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty.
Ooh, my man.
You know that sword fight between...
Oh, do I know that sword
Liquidus
fight?
And Raiden?
Whoa, Liquidus.
Or not Liquidus, whatever, Solidus, sorry.
Solidus? Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we're just like switching out the states of matter, man.
Hey man, it doesn't matter. So there probably is a Liquidus hanging around there.
Hey, fun story about Solidus on Extreme. That fight is a bitch.
Yeah, it is.
If you don't want to break a controller, you should not play that game on Extreme.
And you might just break a controller playing Fury.
Ooh.
Actually, it's not so much the melee fights. The melee fights are actually really intuitive and really cool. They can get difficult, but like there's always a pattern you can find out. Even though like the bosses, which is a great testament to the design of the game, the bosses will change it up a lot. I actually found the segments that got me really frustrated. There was a lot of so you can shoot. There is shooting in the game, and there are a lot of like bullet hell segments to the boss fights. And it uses like a twin stick shooter mechanic, which can kind of get really uncomfortable when you're trying to shoot things to, you know, destroy them so they don't hit you, and at the same time you're trying to hit the dodge button to roll around, and there's just too much shit going on screen sometimes. Lots of fucking neon lights. I was gonna have a fucking seizure half the time, like, but luckily there aren't too many of those segments. There's a lot more focus on the melee combat, which is awesome. I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars, 8 out of 10, whatever the fuck. you want to call it.
Oh, yeah, no, that would be correct.
Yeah, I know how to do simple division.
I apparently don't, because I was about to correct you, and you were right. Like,
I paid attention in math class. But, yeah,
good.
I, like the other two, afterwards I went back to Overwatch's recently released competitive mode, which was kind of stealth drop. I didn't even realize it was there until I hopped on and Mark was on.
Yes, so what's interesting about that is Blizzard had announced that it was coming to PC last week, and they said the consoles would be getting it next week, or this week, at the time of recording. And then within the next day, Xbox One had competitive. And then the day after that, Wii on PS4 had competitive. So it was kind of like, it was pretty much stealth dropped. It was it was a pleasant surprise, and I don't really understand why Blizzard didn't just say, like, oh, it'll be out in the next few days.
But I kind of wish they gave it a bit more time in testing before they dropped it. I got some issues with some of the way.
Well,
that's another.
I think the way that it's going to work is it's still being tested, or new things are still being tested in public test realms. I know they're already planning changes for the next season, but they're putting out this season as is, just to get competitive rolling. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here.
Yeah, but they're not going to change too much for the first season, which will last approximately to the end of the summer.
From what I understand, at the very least, sudden death will be no more.
That shit needs to stop hardcore. Oh my god.
I'm sure they're going to be doing more balance changes as they get more feedback.
I had a sudden death last longer than the match itself, or that round at least. It was fucking ridiculous.
That's it doesn't sound fun at all. Like, damn.
Literally, my entire team started to go to Lucio just so we could speed all of each other up to try to get there faster than the other team.
Yeah, that's a tactic.
So that's what we've been playing Overwatch. But to try to prevent this show, because it seems like every week we talk about Overwatch, to try to prevent this show from becoming Overwatch centric, I should say. Let's move on. So, you know what? Let's start with actual hardcore news. So, Bioshock, the collection. It's been rumored and it was quote-unquote confirmed and then not confirmed. But this week, it's confirmed. We're getting a Bioshock collection.
Yeah, finally, after all the retailer leaks or whatever the hell, we finally got a confirmation. Officially.
So, as for myself, I played a little bit of the original. I never really got too into this series.
That's for shame, Jason.
I don't know.
This is gonna be great for you then.
Yeah, it really is.
I honestly don't know if I have the time for it. When is it coming out again?
September 18th?
Yeah, I do not have the time for that shit.
Maybe not this year.
Maybe. I might throw it on my back catalog, but...
And I'm sorry, let me correct myself. North America on September 13th.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you guys... Because I assume both of you guys have already played these games extensively.
Well, here's the thing. For me, this is also good because I've only played Bioshock 1 and a little bit of 2, which I didn't particularly like. I still have not played Infinite. So,
I hear Infinite is like a nosedive.
I don't know. I hear some bad things, mostly good, but it's still one of those games that I definitely want to play, and I just never got around to it. So I'm pretty stoked for this. At the very least, to replay Bioshock again, because that game is bonkers good.
Yeah, Bioshock was definitely the best of the series. Infinite was also awesome, but it was just completely different from Bioshock and Bioshock 2. It felt like a different game, just with the name slapped right on it, and I loved it still. A lot of people complained about it because it was different, but it was still a good game.
I've heard a lot of complaints about Infinite's story, because obviously the story was like a central component to what, I guess, hearing from other people, what made the game so good. It was so cinematic.
Right.
I don't know. Delaila, can you talk to that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, shut you down, Mark.
What were the complaints? Refresh my memory.
What was that?
What were the complaints that people had about the story?
I've just heard complaints that the story is not as well written in Infinite.
Oh yeah, the way I can see it, as far as complaints for Infinite go, people have said the story's a little convoluted, the timeline, and I don't want to spoil too much, especially because we're getting a collection, and people like me, even though I know some of the story, I'm sure there's tons of people that haven't played it. The whole timeline behind the story, especially in Infinite, is a little convoluted and difficult to follow.
True.
Which is that's a common complaint I've heard. Otherwise,
yeah, I mean, I still liked it, especially that little twist at the end. I mean, there's other convoluted games I enjoy that it didn't take away from it, but I guess I can see why people would say that.
Hey, after, I don't know, almost 15 years, I still have Stockholm Syndrome for Kingdom Hearts, which has the most convoluted storyline of probably all video games.
It doesn't even have a story. It's just a bunch of Disney characters. They're there. Just accept it.
Yeah, it's a bunch of people smacking
let
each
it
other
happen.
with keys. But
they're key blades, son.
What I feel is more important about BioShock is just that the games are dripping with atmosphere, and they're the lore is dripping in philosophy, and that's really what brings me back to think about BioShock, and the original BioShock in particular. The story of it is just that it's heavily influenced by Ayn Rand, and the whole mythos behind what created the City of Rapture. That's really what gets me. Say what you will about the story or writing or in any of the games, it's the influence behind the writing that's really what's most interesting.
So basically, a good primer to this would be Atlas Shrugged. Go read that book, folks. It'll help you understand BioShock a whole lot more.
And I think also The Fountainhead.
Oh god, I fucking hate that book.
Oh, well, maybe not.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't read Atlas Shrugged. I read The Fountainhead in high school. It's terrible. It was about an architect and some ladies. They fuck on a desk. It's boring.
Welp.
I don't know. Anyway, that's
just
the
listen
news.
to SonyCentric.
Yeah, this is SonyCentric, folks. Anyway, that's kind of the big news item of the week, I think, in terms of the Sony realm.
Well,
Xbox is doing some
more.
Xbox is doing some crazy shit, but what's our other one, Mark?
PlayStation Plus games, man.
Oh, right. Well, I already mentioned Fury is kind of the new game, but Mark, why don't you go down the list, because this is your favorite thing to do every week.
Oh, this is my every week when we get the new PlayStation Plus games every single week. And Jason?
Alright. I was just gonna take it on the chin and let it roll, but
Alright, so yeah, PlayStation Plus games for July are I don't know about you guys. I think this is the most kick-ass lineup we've had in a long time.
I would second that.
So yeah, like Jason said, we're getting Fury, which Jason reviewed. Go read the review, theouterhaven.net. We're also getting Paragon Starter Edition.
I might actually jump into that.
Yeah, and I like that. It's great that we're getting it. It's something that Sony definitely wants to push out there. Hell, they ended what? Their Gamescom? No, their Paris Games Week conference with that last year.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to dip their toes in that MOBA market.
Yeah, and we're also getting Saints Row 4: Gat Out of Hell. Or it's just Saints Row Gat Out of Hell. Whatever. It's the one. It's the Saints Row spin-off thing where you're fighting Satan and shit. I have no clue.
I could say that it's like the Blood Dragon of Saints Row, except every Saints Row is like Blood Dragon.
That's kind of true. That's just on PS4. On PS3, we're getting Call of Juarez, Bound in Blood, and Fat Princess. And we're also getting, on PlayStation Vita, Oreshika Tainted Bloodlines and Prince of Persia Revelation.
Yeah, you can kind of tell they're starting to run out of games for PS3, because I'm pretty sure this is the third time they've had Fat Princess on PSN.
Well, a Fat Princess game. I mean, there's multiple Fat Princesses, I think.
Wait, which one is it?
I think it's just Fat Princess. Oh,
the original? Okay. I
think so. But, and, Vita always gets the shaft anymore.
Yeah.
But as far as they're trying to push PlayStation 4 games, we're done with getting smaller indies, it seems. Or at least this month. Last month we also got a pretty good lineup with NBA 2K16 and Gone Home.
Right.
But this month is the best month we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, no, true. I agree.
Yep.
So, go download your free games if you have PlayStation Plus. If you don't, you should probably get it, because how else are you going to play Overwatch online?
I highly recommend you all try out Fury. I enjoyed my experience with it. It was very frustrating at times, but...
Alright, Jason, fine. God, well, check it out.
Plug.
Jeez, man.
Just to make a note on the PS Plus lineup, I do like that they're moving away towards just like indie month by month, but I do feel like, some months they should throw in at least like one indie game. I kind of enjoy that a little bit.
I don't disagree with you at all, but it's just that we've been so disappointed through the many months of getting two indies that nobody really promoted at all and nobody has really heard of. Like, it was different with something like Rocket League. Rocket League kind of dropped out, and it was, it wasn't promoted too well, but it was still somewhat known.
You also have to keep in mind they're running out of, like, I don't know. I feel like this is kind of unfair and judgmental, but I feel like there are kind of two classes of indie games. Like, your shovelware indie games, and then your Rocket Leagues, your, Gone Homes, your, like, indie games that are actually kind of... the best way I could describe it is within the indie market, there are definitely, like, indie games and then, like, AAA indie games.
Right.
They are, I was about to say, they are AAA indie games.
Yeah, and, pretty much.
Because contradictions.
And, Sony's kind of running out of those to give away for free. Because once you have them, you have them.
I've said before, and I'll say this again. I still feel Sony should start dishing out some of the launch titles.
Yes.
Oh, I agree.
I really wish that next month or the month after they put out Killzone Shadowfall.
Or what about something like The Order that didn't sell particularly well?
I mean, The Order's fine too.
I'll take it.
But my thing about Killzone Shadowfall is I've been a Killzone fan for a while. I haven't played much of Shadowfall's campaign, but the multiplayer it's fun.
Yeah.
And that's also a dying multiplayer. If you put that out for free, it'll revitalize the community. It'll get more people interested. And especially it'll raise awareness for Guerrilla.
Right.
Guerrilla's putting out Horizon, next year, but still, it'll get people's attention. Possibly. Like, hey, the studio that made this game that's coming, we're giving you for free this month. Did you know that they're making this really awesome robot dinosaur game?
They might actually have plans to do that. They're just waiting till it's a bit closer.
Maybe they're waiting closer to release. That's true.
Like we might get we might even get like a ported version of the Shadow Ico or the Ico collection. Like closer to October, who knows?
I feel like you're dreaming there.
I am dreaming. I just fucking love those games.
Oh, I love those games too, but with them being on PS Now, I'm not sure that they'd.
Dude, I don't know. They're gonna have to work to get PS Now. I mean, down the line, it will become more and more enticing for the general market, but as of right now, they just don't have a proper a good price point in play. They don't have enough games there. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. Fun fact.
Gotta work.
Shout out to my buddy that does listen to the show. My buddy Mike. He bought a 3-month subscription to PS Now, and he told me the only thing that he did for the first week was play Katamari Forever.
Oh fuck, dude! If they had Katamari, the original Katamari Damacy on there, I'd be all about that.
Hey man, PS2 on PS4, make it happen.
I wrote an article. I had a little column going for a few months.
Yeah, bring it back.
Bring it back. For PS2 games. It started when they first announced they were doing that. Of course,
one of those came true.
Yeah, what was it?
Sort of.
Shit.
Final Fantasy 12.
Well, that's different.
Sort
that's
of.
Square. Yeah, that's Square.
But
yeah, my first Bring It Back column was Katamari Damacy, just because that game is that needs to be, the original one needs to be brought back.
Hey man, dreams come true.
Yeah, didn't the Warriors drop today?
Yeah, the Warriors dropped today. Hey, there's something. The Warriors dropped today. PS2 and PS4.
I feel like that whole PS2, PS4 project, it's literally 60% of them are Rockstar games.
Well, I also don't know if we ever mentioned on the previous episode, but Psychonauts is available as well, PS2 and PS4. If you've never played Psychonauts, go play Psychonauts. That game is one of my favorite games of all time.
there are also some pretty not niche, like in their time they were pretty well respected JRPGs. Well, Dark Cloud series are more action RPGs, but Okage, Wild Arms 3.
Oh, excuse me, it's Okage.
Okage, fine,
My
whatever.
goodness.
Oh,
Okage.
Marcus, speak Japanese.
Filthy.
Whatever.
Filthy Gaijin.
Whatever. Filthy Genji.
Gaijin, not get. God.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, speaking of lots of games that we would hope to see, let's talk about some games that we know are coming and we're really looking forward to. Let's try to keep it within this year, folks. I don't want to hear, I'm really looking forward to Death Stranding.
Kingdom Hearts 3. Just kidding.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is never coming. They probably just began, like, actually developing that game.
No.
They've been, like, working on that one demo.
Well, realistically, we could probably spend a whole episode talking about the development cycle of Kingdom Hearts 3, but...
Let's not.
Yeah, let's not.
So, I'll start. Because I have a feeling I know where you guys are going, and I'm going in kind of a really niche direction. I've been craving for some RPG goodness, and I am juiced for I Am Setsuna, which is coming out on the 18th. I'm juiced.
Man. That sounds...
When is it coming out?
The 18th, I believe, of July. 18th or 19th.
Oh, okay.
It's in a few weeks.
Wow. Right around the corner.
Yeah, I am so pumped for that game.
You want to fill that Chrono Trigger...
Sure.
That Chrono Trigger, damn.
Did you just call... So you're, like, fucking with me for, like, mispronouncing a foreign name, and you call Chrono Trigger Corina Chiriga or whatever?
No, I said Chrono Trigger. It's fucking... That's how you pronounce it in Japanese, man. God.
Whatever.
You want me to spell out the katakana for you? I can do it.
Anyway, I have played a bit of this game at PAX East. I waited fucking almost an hour to play it for 5. I was supposed to get 8 minutes, and then this bitch rushed me out in 5 minutes. I was gonna punch her in the face.
Damn.
It kind of pissed me off. But I only got to play a few battles within those 5 minutes. But it's really cool because it takes, like, if you remember, as Mark was saying, this takes a lot of inspiration from Chrono Trigger. In Chrono Trigger, as your party moves around the world, battles kind of just start right there. The enemies will jump in, and wherever your characters are, that's kind of where they are for the battle. They happen right there in real time.
Like, the positioning, right?
Yeah. So, I Am Setsuna kind of plays with that a little bit, in that you can... You don't change people's positioning directly, but, like, different attacks can... For instance, if there's an enemy really close to you that has like a melee attack, you can do a certain slash that will knock them back. There are certain enemies that when they die, they'll like explode and do area effect splash damage. So like you'll want to strategically knock them back or knock them into other enemies so that they damage those other enemies. You know, stuff like that. So like kind of geography, if you will, plays a bit more of a strategic role there.
Nice. That game looks good, I'm not gonna lie.
My biggest question is, are you Setsuna?
No, because Setsuna, what is it, sacrifice it means?
Oh.
They swear said it means sacrifice. So it means something like sorrow and sacrifice or something.
I'll have to read into the Japanese lore. As to say, like, actually analyze the
lore
title.
of the Japanese language?
Yeah, the lore of the Japanese language.
Yo,
to analyze it.
You have to check out the Japanese language wiki.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's mine. And another one I wanted to point out real quick, because this hasn't gotten as much press as Setsuna, because obviously I Am Setsuna kind of has that big square behind it, so they get a lot of marketing and
that big Square
Enix, man. They got all the monies. They got all that Tomb Raider. They got all that Tomb Raider and Hitman money to like make it rain all over the marketing department.
Yeah.
And basically they can just say, "Oh, we made Chrono Trigger, and this is like Chrono Trigger." But another one that's kind of taken some inspiration from Chrono Trigger. This is an indie game. But it also takes inspiration from like the Phantasy Star series and just like general 90s cartoons. Is a game called Cosmic Star Heroine. It's more of an indie game, but it is getting a limited retail release.
Sounds mighty illegal.
What do you mean, mighty illegal?
All the drugs, man.
Oh, I get it. Very funny, Mark. You and your wordplay.
I'm so sorry for my bad jokes. I'm not gonna stop them. I'm just gonna apologize for them.
Some Cosmic Star heroin. That must be some pretty good heroin.
That must be the dankest heroin on the market.
Oh, he dropped it.
I knew it was gonna happen.
But yeah, just another, cool looking JRPG. I'm really looking forward to it. It's supposed to be coming out this summer as well. Although, I think they originally said like July 2016, but we still don't have a solid release date for that. I'm hoping we see it soon. But that's a little more iffy because it's like a really small indie project. So what about you guys, Delaila?
Well, definitely No Man's Sky. I just want to say, a lot of my gaming preferences right now are becoming a lot more picky because I'm starting grad school in August. So I'm looking for games to kind of just like numb me out. So I think No Man's Sky is going to be a good game. Like, hey, I got like, a little bit of time to play after school. I'm kind of like not focused enough to really be competitive. So I think that's going to be a good game to kind of just lay down on my couch before I, go to sleep for work the next day and just like space out.
Right.
Delaila, I think if you want to just like numb yourself out, I think the best suggestion is for you to try a little Cosmic Star heroin.
See, Mark, now you're getting it. Now you understand the timing. You got the good material, Mark. You just need to get better at the timing.
Oh man, thanks.
Like, you guys weren't ready for that Chinese kid shit. That just took you by surprise.
That was
Definitely.
That was a big eye opener.
Continue, Delaila.
I would say another game is South Park: The Fractured But Whole.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just gonna be a game that's I know is gonna make me laugh. The Stick of Truth was one of the most funniest games I've ever played, so that's gonna be a nice wind down time from school and work as well.
Speaking of Stick of Truth, if you really like that game or if you missed that game, if you pre-order Fractured Butthole now, entirely like paid out digitally, you get a free copy of Stick of Truth on current gen consoles. So.
Yep. And then for the third game, I would probably say The Last Guardian, just to see what all the wait was about.
Oh, that's right. That's out this year now. Holy shit.
Yeah.
October. Octoberu. Is that how you say in Japanese?
Not at all, but nice try, buddy.
It's a Last Guardian.
Oh my god. Thanks for listening to SonyCentric.
Yeah, exactly.
Butcher the Japanese language.
Yeah, I just like offended, a good third of our viewers.
Gonna get like 1,000 weeboo comments.
Yeah. So what about you, Mark? What are you looking forward to?
Oh man, I am still just so stoked for Final Fantasy 15.
As am I.
Do you hear about that DLC that we're getting?
Oh, I saw it, and it's kind of like ridiculous.
Oh man, I'm so stoked! You're gonna get some Cindy and golden chocobo decals for the car.
It's cool, but like, I wish
so
they had
weird.
used that time. Like, it's like it looks cool, and it's like yeah, whatever. But like, I wish they'd use that time to polish the game up because like,
I mean,
apparently people
like...
who have played it, like at this point, aren't saying like good things about it, which scares me.
They still have time to polish out any frame rate issues or whatever. Mostly what I've heard is just frame rate issues. But who knows the build that was at E3? Who knows how old that was? They still have time to polish anything out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not so much worried about the graphical stuff as I am combat.
When it comes to Square, I would never worry about graphics.
It's more like I'm worried about because one of my problems with the Disguise demo was just there's so much shit going on that it's hard to like actually like consciously make decisions because you feel like you just end up button mashing.
Well, hey, that's why you got that wait mode.
Yeah, the wait mode apparently helps a lot, but that's what I'm really worried about is how combat rolls out.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, man. As a Final Fantasy freak, or I don't know, FFF something. I don't know. Connoisseur.
There we go.
Well, I was trying to do an F.
Oh, you want to do triple Fs?
Yeah, triple F.
Isn't that a wrestler?
Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, proceed.
No, that's really all I think about. I don't. I mean, there's other games coming out this year that I'm definitely gonna, play. I'm actually very interested and excited for Battlefield 1, given that it's, going back in time, and that's what I've been wanting a multiplayer shooter to do for a long time now.
Right.
Especially one of the that franchise in particular. So I'm excited for that game relatively. But as for this year, the only thing that I know for a fact I'm going to buy and play the hell out of is Final Fantasy 15. World of Final Fantasy also looks really good.
Yeah, it apparently is good. Like, people have been talking about it.
Right. I'm still not a fan of that art style.
Yeah.
But that's, to me, I look at that, and as a big Record Keeper player, I'm just like, that's Record Keeper, the console game, without microtransactions.
Well, you play so much of that shit that that must be a good thing, I guess.
Hey.
What about Dishonored 2? Anyone?
I liked the original on console, but it wasn't. That's a game where you have to devote serious time to really getting into the nitty gritty of the mechanics. If you go on YouTube, you can watch some there are some YouTubers that do some crazy shit with the teleporting and the quick kills and the animations. You have to learn though the exact frame counts of the different animations to really pull off some cool shit. But it is a fun game nevertheless, and it does have a great art style. I don't know though, there's so much coming out, like Mark said, with Final Fantasy 15. There's just, overall, I'm just really excited that we're actually starting to get, unlike last generation, we're really starting to get JRPGs again on consoles. So I'm gonna be spending a lot of time with RPGs this year.
Too many RPGs.
What?
Too many RPGs.
There's never too many RPGs.
You're right. There really is.
Dude, when was the last time we had this many? Not just even JRPGs, just RPGs in general. It's been 8 years, dude.
PS2 generation, yeah.
Yeah, it's been 8 years.
PS3, or that generation didn't really have many JRPGs.
Yeah, we had Ni no Kuni. And
Final Fantasy 13. Final Fantasy 13 2. Lightning Returns. Final Fantasy 13.
Never speak of them again. Dude, fucking... It's like talking... It's like saying the name Voldemort, dude. He who must not be named.
I'll go ahead... This conversation could also last a long time. I am a huge Final Fantasy 13 apologist.
I know.
But just 13. I will not speak for 13-2 or Lightning Returns.
I actually thought 13-2 was better.
The gameplay was. The story was garbage.
Oh, story was garbage. I just like time travel.
They ruined everything there.
I just thought the time travel was kind of cool. It was kind of reminiscent of Chrono Trigger, which of course is my favorite RPG.
It was extremely unnecessary in that world, though. And I'll leave it at that. We don't need to get into it.
So, anything else in the near future that you guys are looking forward to?
Aw, man. I don't even like video games.
Yo, shut the fuck up. Get off my podcast.
Titanfall 2, maybe. It's not up there on my list, of course, but...
It's nice that we're getting it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll agree with you there.
Yo, Delaila, what is your protocol?
What? What do you mean?
The fuck does that...
Yo, it's in the fucking trailer. What's your protocol?
Oh.
Yo, I think the most important thing to take away from any trailer for Titanfall 2 was mech swords, mech swords, mech swords, mech swords, mech swords. We'll just keep repeating that over and over again.
That, and they quoted Terminator 2. The robot says something. Oh, he says, trust me. Yeah, there's that scene before he throws him across that chasm, and he's like, trust me, which is
the robot?
Yeah, and that's a direct reference to the scene, the scene before the giant minigun scene in T2. When
with the Arnold robot.
Yeah, with the Arnold robot, where he's like, I'll take care of them. And then John Connor's like, but I said don't kill anybody. And then Arnold's like, trust me. And then he fucking wrecks shop with the minigun and the grenade launcher. And it's 0.0 casualties.
0.0?
Yeah.
What's 0.1 if someone gets a splinter?
Don't tell me you kids are too young for T2.
No, I've seen T2. I'm just like
It's
wondering
been
like
so
why you said
long,
0.0. What's 0.1? Someone got a splinter? Like how does that work?
Maybe like their femur was fractured by a ricocheted 5 millimeter round.
I
don't
feel
know.
like that's 0.4 at least.
Anyway, folks, this is SonyCentric, the Outerhaven's official PlayStation podcast. It's been real. I've been your host, Jason Kwasnicki, at SolidQuas. If you like this podcast, please hit that like button below and subscribe to the Outerhaven net. The Outerhaven net. So it turns out, I've been saying every single episode, www.youtube.com/theouterhavennet. It's actually www.youtube.com/user/theouterhavennet. Sorry.
Or you can also just do yt.theouterhaven.net.
That too, that works as well.
It's a nice little shortcut.
Subscribe there. Check out all of the Outerhaven Productions official video content. We have other cool podcasts like Experience, our Microsoft podcast, like the Anime Pulse. Check all that out. Check out all of our interviews, reviews, news, videos, what have you. Or you can head over to www.theouterhaven.net for our written content like my review of Fury, which is now out as a PS Plus official free game. Check it out. Like I said, I've been your host. I've been joined by Mark Sullivan, the co-host at Nibelheimian, and Delaila Lugo at Assassina-san. Folks, say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Peace out, Internet.